Hello, 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 Scorpios. Welcome, welcome. So I'm Patty, and I am back. Thank you guys for sticking around. For those of you that don't know, I've sort of off and on a little bit for the last couple of months. It's been a really struggle trying to readjust my life, and it's been really, really hard. So I thank you for those who have been sticking around and not unsubscribing, but trying to watch for their signs. I appreciate that very much. We're going to be talking about the 15th through the 21st today. And during that week is a full moon, which is, I'm recording this on the 13th, but there is a full moon this week along with the lunar eclipse. And we really want to be mindful of that. If you haven't watched the new moon reading, that goes up till the 19th. It's really powerful because we go through the new moon in Scorpio energy. We're going to be going in full moon in Taurus energy. And that is going to bring a lot because we have the lunar eclipse. It's going to create more intensity. Not on top of that, we also have, oops, is that upside down? Nope. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so that's in reverse. This has come up like 4 times already. This divine card has come up 4 times with the readings that I've done in this week. So there's a lot of stuff going on. This is going to be in the full moon reading because there's a lot of depth to what's going on. And so we really want to be mindful of that. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe, hit the bell, and that will give you the time that when I put the thumbnail on when I'm going to do that reading. All right. Because this is going to be a big week for a lot of signs. And it's not just what Divine's got to say. Definitely it's what the planets are doing and saying as well. And he controls all that. So actually he sets everything in motion, and he probably just sits back and watch with a cup of coffee and a bonbon. All right, so let's get going. So the reason why I said that, okay, so we have the first card, Divine's card, in reverse. And what that card is, it's the number 5 in numerology. I wish somebody would scratch my back. Scratch my back, please. It's the number 5, so it's very uncomfortable. So for somebody, it's not uncomfortable because it's in reverse. This is sort of like something they're used to. Oh, thank you. Wow. Ooh. And that just went right through me. I just got a wave of really weird. Okay, so this is definitely something that somebody has gotten used to, and it is not the norm. Okay, so we have the healing heart in reverse. Okay, we have the healing heart in reverse. What that means is somebody's gotten used to a toxic norm of being hurt over and over and over again, and they're not healing from it. So it's sort of like somebody who lives in dysfunction, that they think it's normal, but it's not. They don't know any better. It's if you were abused all your life and you saw your mother and dad, physically beat each other up, and then you go and get married and you think that's your norm. That is not your norm. That is a very unhealthy, very low vibrational energy. So this person probably doesn't even know that they're living in a toxic realm, and that it is not a healthy realm. That's for one person here. The other one is that the other person that I'm hearing come through is that it is a person that doesn't want to heal. They want to stay stuck. And it's not that they want to, they don't know how to get unstuck. Okay. This is definitely a time that we really have to look into, because this week with the full moon and everything is very about depth. It's about working on the really deep, deep things that we need to fix our foundation or grow our foundation or bring to the surface and share with somebody so that we can release the pain, release that low vibrational energy. The current energy that you have is the fiery, or the fire fairy, which is 3, which is acknowledging, definitely acknowledging something, and also being creative in how you work through your problems. Okay, being optimistic. If you're struggling through something right now, saying, okay, this is going to pass, this isn't going to last, because nothing does last, because this is Earth. It's always changing, whereas Divine is always consistent and never changing. So this is going to pass. So let's stay positive. Everything is going to work out fine. Everything is going to happen and be okay. It is going to happen. It's the number 3, acknowledging that optimistic way of looking at things and working through something and knowing that it's going to be just fine. The mystery is your future card, is your 7. It's about how you process and how you think about things and how you are going to look at things that you don't know how the outcome is going to be. Okay. So that again is where your current energy, your current card has to be really, really important on how you think and process. Okay, so you can be processing in a negative, low vibrational, toxic way, or you can be processing in a very growing to be more healthy. We are always growing to be more healthy. Okay. Somebody's looking at the now. We've got the 3 of Wands in reverse. They're not looking to the future. They're looking at what's right now. They're looking at the sort of like they're looking at the problem and not the solution. They're looking at the situation and not what it could turn out to be. Again, this is your process. This is your thought process. Okay. Somebody is in a situation where they're afraid to be alone. I don't, as we get older, we don't want to be alone. I mean, we don't want to think of the thought of growing up and growing old alone, being in a nursing home by ourselves, that kind of a thing. We don't want to think of that. So, but this is a younger person. I think somebody is growing, somebody is healing. And I too, I understand this feeling is that you're being sort of left behind. There is somebody that has been had a relationship with somebody for a long time and now they're wanting to move on. It's sort of like when you're going through school, high school, and then college comes, and then you've been best buddies since first grade all the way through high school, and then all of a sudden somebody's going to go off to college somewhere else. And it's sort of like, oh, wow, really? You're going to just leave me here? Well, this is time to grow. This is time to grow up, trying to mature and follow what our own journeys are. So somebody is not thinking in the future like, I need to be knowing what I want to do, where I want to go, how I want to move forward in a positive manner. What do I want to do? What's my passion? What's my glory? What is that fire inside me that I want to do? Rather than thinking, oh, well, you're just going to leave me. Oh, you're just going to abandon me, that kind of thing. No, they're not. They're moving on with their life. They're growing, they're maturing. Okay. So there is somebody with that energy, and that is the truth of it. And this is going to actually, I don't know if this is somebody that's in college or somebody that's older, but whatever is happening to separate somebody, need to look at it optimistically. Just say, you know what, we need to do this for ourselves. We need to grow, but it's going to grow our bond better and it's going to grow it closer. And we're going to actually get the rewards from it because we have the 5. It's an uncomfortable feeling to have to separate and go and do things. Now, this might be a family member. This might be a friend. This might be a lover. This might be a husband and a wife. This is where that trust comes in. This is where somebody needs to heal and be able to trust, because you as a person have to build that confidence that if that person loves you enough to, stay with you and stick with you, you have to trust that they're not going to do anything destructive to that relationship. Because our mind will start to wander, especially ladies. Your mind will wander. Oh, are they cheating on me? Are they, they're not home right now. Why aren't they home? They should be home, blah, 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 blah. Where our minds will go there, right? And then our truth is not the truth anymore. It's what we start to make it. And then that's where you go wrong in your future walk, because now you don't become optimistic about, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to separate. We're going to go do our things for a year. We're going to come back. We're going to be stronger. We're going to actually grow in our relationship. We're going to even get rewards from it, because now I'm an attorney and he's a doctor, and wow, we're working and I do medical attorney stuff, and oh, wow, we're going to grow this relationship bond closer. Does that make sense to you guys? I don't know who this is for. but it's going to grow this bond closer. As long as you stay optimistic about it, stay positive, lifting each other up through the hard times, because being separated from somebody, whether it be family member, friend, or lover, it is hard to be separated because you're not physically there. But you guys have FaceTime now. We didn't have that growing up. You guys can talk to each other all the time, and you can read the energies of what's going on through FaceTime. So you really want to do that. You want to pay attention, be positive. Somebody's not happy about it. This is your challenge card. You're depressed about it. You're looking at it in the wrong way. That's because you need to heal yourself. You need to heal yourself. And this might not be the opportunity that you want to take at this time, because you're gonna ruin it because you're not healed. You don't trust. Oh, you're thinking in a low vibrational way because you started out not thinking about that. That's your first card out, and then this is your challenge card. And it's not a stable situation. For somebody, it's not stable to sit there. It's like if you just got married, all of a sudden you got married and like, okay, this happened to me. This is not hypothetical. This actually happened to me. I got married and he's like, oh, okay, now I want to go to Connecticut and work with, I've got friends there that I can work with, and I want to go there. And I told him before that, no, I even told him that before we got married, if you want to leave and go work someplace, that's not the way we do that at the beginning of a marriage. Maybe a year into the marriage, maybe 2 years into the marriage, so that you can grow yourself. However, you don't do that as soon as you get married. That was big red flag. Big red flag, guys. Big red flag. Anyway, yeah, so it was like, no, I really want to go. I really want to go. Well, that was selfish. That was pride. That was definitely something that, was not in the game plan. And I had told him before, if this is what you're going to do, then you're not in it for me. You're in it for you and money and whatever. So if that's what you're going to do, we're not going to be together. And we weren't together, because that's not what you get into marriage for, especially if oh, that's my bridle behind her, or something. I thought there was hair sticking out, sorry. But that's what you're not into it for. You're not into marriage just to separate all of a sudden. You have to have some bonding, some trust built up, some love built up, some history built up to know each other, and how you both walk in the truth. All right. All right, so let's see what else we got going here. But this is good. But I think this healing needs to happen with you. I think you need to begin to think more optimistic. You know what? I'm going to start thinking positive. He's not going to cheat on me, or, what? This is for our good. This is for our better, whatever this is. But somebody is afraid, definitely afraid to be left alone. And they're going to they're not going to tell you the truth. The Lovers, 8 of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. This is a spiritual test. This is getting your ducks in the row. This is getting you healed so that you can walk whole with somebody, that you can walk together with somebody, not to rescue somebody, not to fix somebody, or somebody fix you, or somebody rescue you. This is a time for you to do that. This is the time to do the work with whoever this lover is. So whenever you begin to point fingers that it's, well, if they wouldn't do this, or, they're the ones, then you're putting blame on somebody else. And this is your healing work that you need to get over. You need to take accountability and responsibility for that, and this depression will go away. So what active part am I in it? This is then, looking at the optimistic part. What part can I play to better this situation? What can I do how can I heal to make it better? Okay. So like, I'll go back to my situation in sexual abuse. I had a very hard time with intimacy, and I had a very hard time talking about it because I wasn't healed. And so I was afraid to talk to my partner about the triggers, about something that they might do to trigger me. And I just lived with it. That doesn't make a healthy relationship. And if I'm going to be with that partner, I should be able to share everything so that we can be both optimistic in how we can help each other feel more loved in intimacy. So as I grew, then I was able to share, because I began to heal and know it wasn't a bad thing. Being intimate is not a bad thing. It's just I didn't know myself. My healing had to happen first. That's what's going on here. And as you're healing, and if you are separating from somebody, know that it's for the best, that it doesn't mean that you're not going to come back together, because I see the 10. Something's sort of going to end for a little while, and then you're going to come back together. And that is going to be stronger because you did your work. You got your ducks in the row. You needed to make it happen for yourself. You needed to build your confidence. You needed to build your self-esteem. You needed to build your self-value. You needed to build you self. Okay. I don't know who that's for. I don't need that card anymore. All right. I don't want to bend down because my knee is really giving me problems today. Since I started this job, it's like, okay, now this last week, my tendons have been sort of clicking, and I just don't want to go back and have surgery. I just don't. Anyway, so let's see what's going on here. Yes, hard work. Trusting your intuition and releasing. Okay, you're going to have to release the pain, release the hurt. Trusting your intuition. This is where the hard work comes. This is the full moon. This is the eclipse. This is everything that is going on. This is time to get deep, 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 deep. This is Mercury energies, Pluto, Saturn. This is getting things organized. Saturn's all about organization, getting their ducks in a row, making sure that things are, beginning to go up in a love and light and not destructive. Okay. And the mystery is, which way are you going to go? Are you going to begin the healing process? Are you going to be looking deep into you, what you need to do to build your self-confidence and your self-esteem and your self-love? Or are you just going to hang on and not release anything and just say, you know what, I just can't do it? Yes, you can. I know you can. If I can do it, you can do it. And you might need some help with it. Email me. Email me. I don't charge for a lot of stuff. So just email me. And being a life and spiritual coach, that's what I love to do. All right. But this is going to be a huge, huge healing, processing, changing your mind. Somebody is really negative. How do you know if you're really negative? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. How many times have you heard somebody say you're negative, or you thinking negative? How many times has somebody said that? Well, here's how to check if you think you're not. So when you start thinking about something, then all of a sudden catch yourself when it's a negative thought. That's all during the day. How many times do you do that in one day? Oh, wow, I probably should have said that in a more positive manner. I probably should have not thought that. I probably should have not thought that. How many times are you doing that? Because what you're doing is you're keeping those chemicals in your brain stuck in a negative vibration, in a negative manner. And the chemicals, it takes about 63 days for your brain to change chemistry. If you change from a negative to a positive, 63 days, 2 months. Okay. So if you start thinking positive, start moving positive, or even spiritual, leaning on God, leaning on Him, making sure that you're going to Him in love, thinking of love. Are you making my decisions out of love or fear? Love or fear? So start making your decisions out of love for 63 days rather than fear, and facing your fears, and you'll see your life transform and change. And hold your vision. There are 2 cards that dropped. Hold your vision, grow in a positive manner, and a fiery climax approaches. This is the full moon energy getting deep. This is to help you heal this climax, to get it out, to share it, to whatever it is with your partner. Because something deep is secret. I don't know what deep secret is being held, however, or something that is not being shared, that needs to come out. That needs to come out. All right. All right, guys, that is your reading. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it. But also, too, we have the full moon reading. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be notified when that thumbnail is uploaded for coming on live. All right. I hope you have a great, great week. And please don't forget to walk in absolute truth and love. Bye-bye.